All right, thank you very much for that introduction. And if you aren't familiar with this game, this is Radical Dreamers. We do have a naming incentive for the main character, which we will have to cut off here at the beginning. So I'll be asking for that name shortly. I believe Larpus was winning. Before that, brief introduction of the game and myself. I'm izala, primarily Chrono Cross runner. As you'll hear, this game's very related to Chrono Cross. I'm joined here on stage by my friend Super Handy, who I've brought in to commentate because this is a text adventure game, and it's kind of hard to read and talk at the same time and make all of the correct choices. So if we have the confirmation on the incentive, I will take the name.
Absolutely. Well, RPG Limit Break friends, we are rejoicing. We are naming Surge Larpus.
All right, here we go. I will try to enter this correctly, but with the turbo on, it's really hard to do this. But I believe it's Larpas, if I can make it confirm that. Thank you.
Larpas is correct.
All right, so we are ready to go. We'll do a 5-second countdown for the timer to start, and we'll get this run going. So start time in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And let the RNG begin.
Yeah. Yeah, let the slot machine roll.
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned, this is Radical Dreamers. If you're not familiar with it, this was previously only released in Japan. It was on the Super Nintendo. It required an accessory called the Satellaview, which let you do essentially DLC on the Super Nintendo via satellite. Fun fact about it, it was pretty niche because it came out after the PlayStation 1, so the kind of support for it was a little bit limited. But this was one of the games that the Square had released. It was written by a lot of members of the team that did Chrono Trigger. So it's kind of like a side story DLC for Chrono Trigger is probably the best way to think about it.
Yeah, and we actually didn't get a official translation of it until we got the remaster for Chrono Cross, the RDE edition, in 2022, I believe it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of community that was speedrunning it before then, off of a fan translation. Largely, the text stayed the same. There was a little bit of differences, and the options that we choose between each version does stay the same as well. But yeah, as Izala had mentioned, this is basically just an RNG text, or like a slot machine text adventure. All the choices we just said, like mentioned, they all stay the same. When we get into the manner, where the slot machine really starts is you get encounters at random. Every screen transition we go through, the game just decides, do you get an encounter? Yes, no. And then there's different ones that take, different amount of time to finish. And there are ones that are dangerous in terms of how much damage they'll do to you.
Right. And the damage is important. We don't actually ever really know exactly what our health is. The game doesn't give us an HP value or anything like that. There is an HP value being tracked in the background. There's kind of some clues to it in the dialogue that I will be doing my best to pick up.
Yep. Yeah, so the game actually starts, it's just because we've looked at it, the game starts you at 120 HP. Here in this fight that we just did, based on the choices you take, like in a PB attempt, you would do attack, which is faster, but you take 20 damage before you get into the manor. I believe Izala did attack and then defend, yes, which only takes 10 damage. And we do need our HP to be not just like living, we need to be above a certain threshold by the time we get to the last area, so that we can actually get the good ending. So we're going to be monitoring that. We do have some safety heals that we can try to get whenever that pops up. Yeah, and we're about to be into the manor here. We have a little bit of an introduction that we haven't really gone through here, but basically, if you've played Chrono Cross, you're going to notice a lot of connections here. We actually have Kid in the party. We have Surge, although they're both... Kid is more of, I feel like, matches what her personality is in Chrono Cross.
He didn't change as much.
Yeah, but Surge is a lot more timid. He actually does talk, and he's kind of seen, like... Kid is kind of the main character of the game, but you see it through Surge's POV. And he's kind of seen as, he sees himself, and the party kind of sees him as like the weakest link, with kind of Magil being the strongest of it and the most mysterious of them all.
He's definitely the strongest. He's going to be carrying us through some of the random encounters if we do get them.
Yep. Yeah, here we're getting a little bit of introduction to the manor, which we, again, will see more about in Chrono Cross as well. Story-wise, Kid kind of, like I said, matches more of what she does in Chrono Cross here. She's still kind of a treasure hunter. She's part of the Radical Dreamers. We get it's like a little bit of a cold open in terms of like why we're here. We start to learn that like we're after a treasure called the Frozen Flame. I believe it's already mentioned, and that we believe that it's here in the Viper Manor. So here, yeah, we have a little bit of a little bit more text here, and then after this first choice is where the slot machine really begins. And hopefully we have, you know, the least amount, the less encounters we have, the better.
Yeah, we're not going to mention how the practice runs went.
Yeah.
That might be bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are going to be kind of going through the text pretty quickly. Izala is going to be trying to pay attention because although the text is, the choices that we need to pick are in the right place, it is very easy to make the wrong choice, and you have to kind of know the layout of the Viper banner so that you don't get lost too much. But every time you do go back and forth, you are adding, you know, an extra encounter check. But yeah, so starting here, the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the vault because we believe that's where, you know, treasure is being hidden at, so that we'll find out that we need to find a key, and then we'll start our path through the manor to try to find that key.
Yeah. One of the things that you'll probably notice is that this game is kind of a lot darker in tone than either Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross. That's kind of just one of the interesting decisions they made with this.
Yeah, it's a very atmospheric game. I'm not someone who's really too much into text adventures, but I did give this a play, and you know, as Chrono Cross runners, I don't know any like solo Radical Dreamers runners. It's usually a crossover between Chrono Trigger runners who run Radical Dreamers or Chrono Cross runners who run Radical Dreamers. And we usually have like weekly races just for fun because it's a sub-hour run, and it's, like I said, just a slot machine for fun. Yeah, so now we're heading back. We went to the vault. We saw that it was locked. We realized we need a key. We're going to go down the stairs here. We're going to go find Lynx's quarters so that we can hit the next plot progression as to where the actual key is at for the vault. I'm also going to try to leave a little bit of space for the music to play, because the music in Radical Dreamers is very, very good.
It's quite good. Some of it you'll notice as being familiar from Chrono Cross if you've heard that soundtrack before.
Yeah, I think there's 5 or 6, at least in the
At least.
in the 80% route that I've done. I've not done all the endings for Radical Dreamers, which is another connection between the series. Is Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Radical Dreamers, they all have multiple endings.
You can kind of recognize this song.
Yep.
Yeah, in here we kind of discover this creepy statue thing that through the mirror the party observes kind of talking to us. And it turns out you can just ask it where the key to the vault is, and it kind of just answers us.
Yeah, we actually don't see the statue move in person, but apparently we can see it through the reflection of the mirror. But yeah, that's kind of a taste of the entirety of the manor. The manor is kind of creepy throughout the entire way. It is kind of almost like as I'll mention, a little bit darker tone. It's almost more of like a horror text adventure game, or at least like a thriller. I feel like
Definitely more horror elements than you'd expect from the rest of the series.
right. Every time there's like a long pause, I'm like, wait, is that the encounter?
Yeah. Every load you kind of question, is it taking too long?
Okay, we can't get one on the stairs. So usually going to the stairs, you're pretty good. And then right on the other side of these stairs, we're going to find the study.
Yep.
Yep. And we didn't get to actually read, well, okay.
Yep.
First encounter is the worst encounter.
There's our first mistake on the route too, and it's the worst possible encounter.
Yep. So technically this one isn't the slowest encounter in terms of time, but the griffins do a lot of damage.
Yeah. You don't want to see these normally.
So the choices we do make in battle do matter as well. There are ones, same with the cats we talked about earlier, that are faster, but there are ones that we try to take to not take as much damage. I think for the griffin fight, because even though there's multiple versions of the same enemy fight for a couple of them, so there's like 2 or 3 different griffins. One of them we could sneak by. This one we didn't even get the chance to. And in the griffin fights like this, anytime that we are back against the wall, we want to make sure that I forget what choice it is, but we want to heal during that choice.
Yeah. I did get the heal, so this isn't quite as bad as it could be, but we'll still be net out some damage after this.
Yep. Additionally, kind of another thing that we haven't really touched on, outside of the HP value that we're going to be tracking here, we don't really track the kid relationship value that is thrown in the game, because the choices that we make at the end kind of cover what we need to get the good ending. But how well you do in fights also does kind of affect that value with kid throughout the game.
Yep. All right. Corrected the mistake. Accidentally turned back. It's very easy to do because sometimes opening the door is the first option. Sometimes it's not. It's easy to smash through things here.
Yeah. And as mentioned earlier, we didn't actually get to slowly go through all of the dialogue that the statue told us. But besides giving us kind of an ominous message as we left the room, it also told us which book has the key that we're looking for here. So I believe it's gonna be the third option from the bottom, the purple cover in the far bookcase. This will give us our key, and then onwards to the vault.
Easy so far.
Yeah. Yeah, so I believe you have the world record right now, and I believe that it actually has, 2 encounters?
Yes.
2 encounters, yeah. So just as the range that it could be, one of the practice ones we had 10 encounters.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to mention that.
Well, if we
yeah.
get more, then it's my fault.
Yes.
All right, I'll take that blame.
We probably should mention that we were going to do a bit of a donation game and donate $10 for each encounter we do get.
Yep.
So, you know, it's not so bad if we get more than we're supposed to.
Right.
And we are back at the same door. This time we have the key, so we're able to go inside.
Yeah. So here we had a little bit of a, I guess a magic spell on it that had to be broken from the key as well. And inside we do find a bunch of treasure, which Kid is joyful about.
Yeah, and as you can see, the frozen flame, which we're looking for, actually happens to be in there. So you may be wondering why there's so much time left on the estimate if it's right here. And that's because this is the first of many traps that we're going to encounter.
Yeah, I would say if you don't see that we're near the estimate and we're in a room that looks like it has a big plot point, probably a trap.
It's probably a trap.
Traps seem to be a motif. Also, you might recognize this song if you played Chrono Cross as well, for the little bit that it did play.
Yeah. You just get a short preview for now. It'll be back later.
Yeah, so here we see the trap. Basically, the frozen flame, or the fake frozen flame that we had there, did break into a bunch of pieces. We had an alarm go off, and here we're gonna have all the characters in our party kind of, I think it's that they jump into the gold, they like hide or whatever.
Yeah, they try to hide.
Yeah. I'm just enjoying the music as well.
It's kind of the better version of the battle theme, to be honest.
I actually kind of agree. There's a lot of songs that that got put onto Chrono Cross that I enjoy more, but I think the battle theme is one that I like better on the on Radical Dreamers.
Yeah, so now we got the goblins are in the vault, and they're kind of suspicious of how the alarm was triggered. They're kind of playing dumb though too. They kind of know, in a sense, that the party is in here. And they're just kind of making a lot of dialogue. Oh, well, there's no way that people could be hiding or whatever, which makes Kid a little nervous, which is kind of funny.
We also see a Chrono Trigger reference here because Kid makes like a mouse noise, she makes a rat noise, and then she apparently makes a Hecarim noise.
Yeah.
From CT. Yeah, and they don't buy it here. And so now we're gonna have a choice pop up where Surge decides to help or not help Kid. I think either way you end up helping her. It's just it affects like the relationship score as well. And this is, like I said, this battle coming up here, this is a guaranteed battle. Unfortunately, it also has RNG in it. We're going to fight the elite guard goblins from our Lynx's elite guard. It can be anywhere, I think, between 1 and 5 goblins that you can have to fight. And every time that we take a hit to the back, specifically, we'll take 20 HP.
Yeah, so this is a bit of damage counting going on here, but it's RNG, both how many hits you take and how many goblins there are. Of course, the more goblins means there's more chances to get hit. So they're kind of related.
Yeah, we'll be counting this, as Izala said, because right outside this other room, there is technically a safety heal that we could get. Ideally, we don't want to get it because it's a little bit slower than what we'd like, but it will heal us to full.
That was 10 so far.
Yep, 10 damage. I think we've taken, or I think we're at 90. Oh, I don't know how much you took from the Griffin, but
I'm not sure either.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Because the Griffin can do kind of variable damage depending on which attack it does.
I think, yeah, if you take 3 to the back here, you probably grab heal as a safety. Yeah, so here we see the power of Magil. Basically, the goblin gets hit by and he says, how does a human have this much power?
Yeah, and that's kind of how all the goblins get eliminated. We kind of just try to dodge all of their attacks, and when we do dodge successfully, it creates an opening for Magil to kind of just fireball them away.
Yeah. It's usually either Surge doing something that, I think at one point you make choices here where Kid asks you if you did that on purpose as to be a decoy.
Yeah.
And either Magil or Kid takes care of the actual hard work. All right, right, so I believe this is the second goblin. Oh, yeah, okay, only 2 goblins, I think.
Wow. Well, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I will probably make a safety save then as soon as we get out of the vault.
Yeah, luckily this game does let you save at basically any point. We had a little bit of text here. Actually, do need to mention, so besides just doing this goblin fight here, one of the things that's going to be useful for plot progression is we're going to pick up a hand-shaped, or what it's a...
It's like a iron plate or something.
yeah, iron plate. I couldn't remember what the actual shape of it was, but that'll be useful for one of the puzzles later.
Yeah, odd metal plate.
Odd metal
is
plate,
how
that's
they
what it is,
described
yeah.
Oh, it does resemble a hand. Okay. I
Okay,
missed that
that's what
part.
I thought, yeah.
Guess that'll come in handy.
Yeah, so basically from this point on, we obviously realized that this is a trap, so we're trying to figure out what we need to go do now.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I believe now we're going to go head towards the atrium.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is going to be the next thing. So we're going to go down the stairs again here. Well, not yet, but once we get past the terrace.
Yeah, and I'll let all of everybody in chat and here guess whether or not this is going to be a trap. Yeah, so we're going to take down the stairs here. Looks like we're going to clear this guy. I don't believe you can get one going between the stairs and to the atrium.
I've never seen one on the stairs, but it doesn't mean it's not possible.
Yeah. Oh, I think, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And that's how easy it is to get lost, because technically, like I said, all of the choices do say the same, but if you aren't familiar with the run, that's when you're like, whenever you go the wrong direction, it can be very easy to get completely lost in the manor. Yeah, so here we get the atrium. There's nothing really that resembles this in Viper Manor and Chrono Cross. Oh, well, I guess there's an enemy late game.
Not in Manor. There's some late game enemies. Yeah, that do kind of resemble this. I can't talk today.
Yeah, so here we are trying to get across to the other side of the atrium, but this is what the text here is basically saying, is that we start hearing splashes and that the water is starting to rise throughout the entire room. So it's going to give us an option to try to cross through or turn back, or actually, if you do nothing, you're on a timer. If you try to go forward or you don't do anything, you're going to take 8 damage from piranhas. Our piranodons.
Yeah. All right, so we head back here, and, well, that won't solve this trap yet, but it'll at least get us out of the danger zone.
Yeah, and so as we turn back around here, apparently we missed this on the way in, or maybe it's in a corner. I'm not sure if it's exactly explained. But the item that we got dropped from the goblins, the elite guards in the vault room, is actually going to be the thing that helps us with whatever this statue is.
Yeah.
It does turn out that this statue is some sort of lie detector. Basically, what the text is going to go through here, what the story talks about, is that Kid, being so as gung-ho as she is, puts her hand in it, and it basically either asks or she mentions that she's the greatest thief there ever was.
I think Magil asks her. He kind of like prods the whole thing along.
Yeah.
Teases her.
Yeah, and so this is where she's saying, "Let go of my hand," because it bit down because it considered her to be lying.
Yeah, this is where it's like, yeah, she definitely has kind of the same personality in Chrono Cross later.
Yeah. Yeah, and so after we get Kid's hand out of the statue, which she brute forces out instead of admitting that it was a lie, we find that we can actually put something on the tongue, I believe, and that's where we are going to be using our plate here.
She conveniently the last option.
Yep. Yep, and here we're going to hear the noise. We start hearing the water of the atrium room being drained, I'm assuming, so that we can actually cross through and get to the catacombs.
Which is kind of funny. It upsets Kid that we fixed the trap because she thinks that we could have probably sold the plate for money. Even
Very
though
on brand, yeah. Yeah, okay, so now we're free to start moving around again where we want to. We're going to go actually straight. Did it automatically put us through on the other side of the atrium?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but we do need to check this door.
Yep. So this is the catacomb room. We don't even actually have to like try to go inside of it like we did the vault to set the story flag to know that we need to get the key. So from there, we're actually going to start heading towards the, I forget what it's actually named, but we're going to meet Grismeld and try to get our key for the catacombs.
It is labeled guard room in the game,
Okay.
so. It's kind of weird. Didn't like take the input, but yeah, we ended up at the right place.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, the legendary guard room, or Lynx's legendary guard room here. I'm not sure, I can't remember if that's exactly what it's named also in the fan translation before the official translation, but we do find a lone goblin in here who we immediately have some tension with, because obviously we've been fighting a bunch of goblins inside of Viper Manor.
You can tell he's more sophisticated than the rest of the goblins because he's drinking tea and reading the book.
Yeah. Yeah, so Grismeld here, I kind of wish he made an appearance in Chrono Cross. There's a lot of things that got kind of ported over, kind of like their concepts were started here and then they got made into whenever Chrono Cross was being developed. But Grismeld, he wasn't one of them.
I would like to point out that Grismeld is also a fan of puns because he uses two in the dialogue here. He refers to Kid's approach as fairly radical.
Yeah, and then they heal my LNT.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we get another heal here. I believe that we have concluded this one's, I think, 50 HP.
I'm going with 50 for tracking the health because it seems to do at least that.
Yeah, so we find out here that we thought we were going to have to fight Grismeld, but obviously he kind of dispelled a lot of the tension whenever we came in here and actually says that he's more sophisticated and that, like, at least towards his peers, they don't also match, I guess, his intellect, and he just kind of wants to hear a story from us. So here we're going through a bunch of dialogue, basically telling a story, which we tell about Kid.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Surge makes something up, and apparently Kid thinks it's about her.
Yeah.
She gets kind of mad and hits us. Fortunately, this time it doesn't do any damage. There is some dialogue options where Kid will like punch you and you actually take damage.
Yeah. And, I mean, Grismeld apparently finds it at least entertaining enough that he does stop her. He called out to stop her, and then he hands us the key so we can leave here and head to the catacombs. Are you making a safe save here as well?
I'll do it after the catacombs.
Okay. Yeah, so we should, okay, I was about to say, yeah. We should just have like a couple of screens to pass through to get to the catacombs. It shouldn't be too long of a traversal. Here in a second, actually, we'll probably end up making, well.
All right.
The guys or this?
This is the Geist.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So this isn't a dangerous encounter. This is just time loss. I don't know if any of the options lead to a situation where you take damage from this.
Yeah. Yeah. So as we were saying earlier, there are definitely, like, if you don't want an encounter at all, but if you're going to get an encounter, there are better encounters to get.
Yeah.
And some are better for time loss, some are better for safety. And this one is not one of the ones that's better for time loss.
No. It is not the fastest one.
But we did get through it. Yeah. And so a lot of this after battle text is, as izala mentioned, how we kind of gauge where our HP is at. It does change based off of, I think, ranges of like 30 HP, I believe is what it is.
Roughly.
Yeah. Oh, occasionally, we actually, because we haven't had too many of them so far, there is a chance after every fight that we do that I don't know what the odds are for it, but you can get a drop. The drop can be like a diamond or something of the sort, treasure of the sort, some sort of the sort. And that will improve your relationship with Kid. Or you can get meat dropped, which will also help, which we'd rather like for the speed run because it heals us.
Yeah, we don't really need the extra relationship points as long as I don't pick any of the wrong dialogue options.
Yep.
Which is possible, but...
Also, this is a character we will also see in Chrono Cross a little bit later as well. Also, there are some, I think we already passed it, but it does mention the Acacia Dragoons, and we also see some names, three names for the, of 3 Dragoons, all that kind of somewhat are similar to what they get named in Chrono Cross. It's almost like this was like an alpha version, and then they decided what they were actually going to be named later.
It's all the same starting letters, at least, so it seems like it was an evolution in Chrono Cross.
Yeah, and as for story here, Radius seems like he's been locked down here for a long time. It kind of touches on the story of like he's sitting here kind of not paying attention to us. He's just muttering and apologizing. Apparently he regrets a decision that he's made, and I think it'll get explained a little bit later when we're in the Riddell room. But he's definitely sorry for something that's happened that it will get explained in a little bit.
Yeah, and so basically here, Madrigal kind of really wants to help this guy. Kid is skeptical that he's going to be useful to their mission. We kind of go along with trying to find Riddell here and see if she knows anything.
Yeah. Luckily, Riddell's room is not too far from here.
Yeah. I will still just take the quick time to overwrite that because you never know.
Yeah. Well.
And this is why.
And this is what we never know.
Funny enough, it's on the same tile that this happened before, so I guess we didn't fully get rid of it.
I think we're at 3 extra random encounters.
This is the third, as I'm tracking it, yeah.
Yeah. So while we're going through this again, just as a bit of an explanation, in terms of like the encounters we would like to see if we're going to get them, we would like to see either one of the skeleton fights. The skeleton fights are usually pretty quick. I think you take 10 HP if you do the right choices. It's not too much HP and it's pretty quick. The ones we don't want to see are the griffins. They're dangerous. They're kind of slow. And in terms of just pure time loss and kind of dangerous is the goblins. We can run into more goblins or packs of goblins.
Or the griffin, which we hopefully will not see again.
Yeah. And I believe that's all the encounters. Well, and the demon. You can run into the demon. That's right. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the messages where it's saying that, hey, we've taken a little bit of damage. Yeah.
Atrium always takes so long to show up.
I was waiting for another encounter to pop up, but I forgot. The Atrium, yeah, it's a long load.
Continue ahead, and then...
Okay, well, another encounter. Welcome to the slot machine. I think this is a skeleton. No, this is a griffin, no.
Okay, well, this is Oh, it hasn't noticed us yet, so I think we have a chance of being able to just run from this more or less.
Yeah, this is the best encounter in terms of a griffin that you can get. Yeah, assuming that it lets us out.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. That's fine. Still counts as an encounter, but it's for the time lost. But
yeah. So you can tell the differences between that griffin fight and the other one, because the first griffin fight that we did fight, it immediately did its like I think in text it says blood curdling scream or whatever, and it immediately sees us and we are actually in the fight. That one we can hear it kind of tink tink like walking around, and before it notices us, it lets us sneak around.
This is probably a good time while we're kind of matching the dialogue here, if there's anything that the host would like to read.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much love coming in for both of you, actually. We have $50 from Jericondra, Go izala, and Handy. Also, we got to see the blindfolded Dario.
Of course, yes.
I've seen so many people in chat mentioning that. You got to donate for that incentive. We also have $5 from Mutski. Super Handy is my GOAT. Good luck, izala, and to all the runners in this year's event. Much love, Kev.
Thank you.
We also have a pretty large donation, $250 from Daisu. So hyped for izala's run. Best of luck from Daisu and Chio. Should have sent you hot peppers to go with Encounter RNG.
Thanks so much, Dice. Means a lot.
Also, just kind of catch up on what happened in the story here. Basically, we found Riddell here, and you might, if you played Chrono Cross, you might be wondering, why does Riddell have blonde hair here instead of blue? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They just weren't sure what they wanted to do.
Yeah. But basically, we come in here, we get a little bit more of a continuation of the story that I kind of hinted at from when we were talking to Radius. She calls Radius either says that he betrays or calls him a backstabber. Exactly, I can't remember fully. But basically, she hints at that this is Viper's manor, but we don't actually meet Viper in this game. At this point, it's kind of already assumed that Lynx has betrayed him, backstabbed him or something, and that Riddell is Viper's daughter. And she basically mentions that there is something called the Chamber of Death, which I'll let you guess if that's a trap or not. But yeah, now we're going to head back towards the... Oh, no, we're going to the Einlands, right?
Yeah, we're going to pick up the Einlands here, which Riddell just told us about.
Yeah, so it's going to be the door... Oh, well, okay, so this rattle...
This is okay.
Yeah, I think this is a quick skeleton. I hope I'm not wrong twice. Okay, yeah. So here, what we're trying to do is we're looking for the option to where it throws its head at us. so that we can catch it and throw it at the ground and end the fight immediately.
Okay, well, we didn't get it yet, and for some reason, Magil was not taking action.
Classic.
But, okay.
Okay, we got through it regardless.
It was still okay. Yeah, Kid slaps Magil here. Kinda, it's not very common that he's the one that...
is useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so coming up through here, even on good, like, quote-unquote PB attempts, because it's kind of like not really super serious from anybody, but when you're on PB attempts, you can have 0 encounters here, and this is a long back and forth between going to the Chamber of Death, then back to the Catacombs. So this is where even if you have 0, you can leave with, like, 8.
Yeah.
Also, this is the room that we would have went into initially if we were going to get the extra safety heal. After you do the text from Riddell to set the flag to go to the Chamber of Death, meaning that you need the iron lines are here, you can no longer come in here to get that text to get the heal. So that's kind of the break point of where we decide whether or not we're going to get the heal or not. Yeah, we see this talk of two sacred swords, the iron lines and the Masamune. We also get a very vague backstory on Magil that kind of hints at connections to other characters, but it doesn't go too in-depth on it.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and save here, just in case. Since health is not perfect, and there's going to be a lot of movement going on in the next.
Well,
well,
if this is a third guy...
Maybe I just shouldn't save, because it seems to be summoning them.
That's okay. We're at, what, 50?
I think this, if not 6 yet, I don't know.
Yeah. If not, we'll go back and count.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just once again, this is not a dangerous, not a dangerous encounter, just kind of a very slow encounter. Also, I don't know if it was mentioned from Riddell, or I think she mentions the sword, the Islander, and that's why we jumped to pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And that's going to be kind of like how the plot progression kind of seems to follow the pattern throughout the entirety of the game, where we get some key item, and then it ends up getting us out of whatever trap room that we get stuck into. So that's going to be our key item to get out of the next trap we're coming into. Which we are pretty close to. I think we just have to go up the stairs.
Yeah. Or it may have gotten turned around from that encounter. Oh, no, we're good.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
It's one of the more disorienting things is getting the encounter and remembering exactly where you were, because you'll get the encounter kind of after you pick the option to move, but it's kind of easy to forget.
Yeah, before you progress to that way. Yeah. So coming in here, surprise, surprise, the Chamber of Death is not a very friendly place. It looks kind of friendly when we first come in here, but I'm gonna let the trap actually speak for itself real quick before we explain the options that are gonna pop up.
We kind of don't know what we're looking for in here, worth pointing out. There was just, Riddell kind of suspected that we may find a clue in here that would help the old man that we saw in prison.
Yeah, and so here, we look up and we start seeing, well, what the trap for the room is. It's just a spike ceiling that's gonna come down.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, we get like 3 options we get to choose from. A couple of them, I don't know how they make sense. Actually, none of them make
Well, none of them really make sense.
You can either stab the sword at the thing coming down, you can stab Kid, or stab the floor.
And I like how the dialogue is, how do you use a sword? And it's like, okay, we'll just stab it into the ground, I guess.
And that seemed to solve our problem.
Well, luckily.
Luckily, yeah. All right, and now, after leaving here, we have to make the long traversal all the way back down the stairs, through the main hall, and then back down the stairs again, through the atrium, back to the catacombs.
This is actually the scary part.
Yeah.
And so we do find a ring in here is what we end up picking up. And
yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and save.
Yeah, and the reason that we're going back to the catacombs with this is we're hoping that it will help jog Radius's memory to speak to us and help us find where we need to go.
just nervously waiting for,
Every-
hoping that we
yeah.
get there fine. I think that we are still okay on HP.
Yeah, I believe so. Because 3 of the encounters have been no HP loss.
That I know of.
But we do have a safety save set up just in case, like just to make sure that we can see the good ending. Oh, there we go. Here's another one.
This is, by the way, this exact spot, this is now the 3rd encounter on the same place.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was 10.
Yeah, this is how we get we get to catch the skull that he throws at us.
Yeah.
And it's a very fast encounter if you just don't try to throw it back and instead slam it on the floor. Maybe he will give us a heal at least.
Can the skeletons drop meat?
Yeah, but he didn't.
Nah, he did not. I know the goblins can, I know the griffins can. I've never noticed if the skeletons are able to.
All right, and we return to this place with the ring. Why has turned back the top option there? Every other time you go to that door, you actually automatically go in.
It's okay, we didn't get punished for it.
Yeah, so again, easy to do these things.
Yeah, so again, I forgot what it was actually called, but it's called the Acacian Signet.
Signet, yeah, but it's a ring. They call it a ring in
Okay.
the other dialogue.
Whenever you run this game, like I played through it casually, and then whenever we run it, we do like weekly races just for fun. And as you can imagine, we kind of speed through the text a lot. So a lot of it, if you're not looking at it constantly, it's very easy to remember, or yeah, it's very easy to forget some of the specifics. But yeah, we're gonna show it here. And the reason that it matters that it's an Acacian one is because he thinks that we're allies of his.
Yeah. In fact, we actually straight up ask him, like, hey, do you know where the frozen flame is? And he mistakes Kid for Lady Riddell. So he kind of just tells us, like, oh, yeah, here's the secret path.
You know, that's actually probably why they made her blonde here.
Yeah.
In hindsight. Yeah. So after that dog, we have, I think, 4 more screens we need to pass through.
Yeah. We're going to make one more save because we do have to go, back through the atrium. The atrium always scares me.
Yeah. So now we haven't really, casually you kind of explore and you probably already found this room, but weren't able to go into it. But near the study where we went initially to get the key from the bookcase, in the other direction, in the other corner, is a ballroom that you are not able to get into. Oh, I thought you got encountered again.
No.
But yeah, so we are right here. I think we need to clear one more screen.
Yeah. And if this is the right room, we are done with the RNG.
Yeah. From this point on, this is where we say in the notes you need, I believe we said 46 HP.
46 is what we found the other day.
Yep.
I think is real.
Yeah, 46 HP in here, and you can no longer get random encounters. This part from here on is kind of a set amount of time, assuming that all the right choices are made.
Yeah, it is about 15-ish minutes or so until time, but there's no more. Well, there's a little bit more randomness, but none that affects the time.
Yeah.
There will be a pretty cool song that starts playing here soon if you like the sound that organs have.
Yeah,
and
whenever
like creepy music, I guess.
Also, this.
Oh,
song.
well, after this, yeah.
Yeah. This is also a song. If you're a Chrono Cross fan, you know pretty well.
Yep. It's definitely kids' theme. And this is one of the choices that matters, is telling her, "We'll win, I promise."
Yeah. In terms of what we mean by matters, this is some of the choices that we're talking about that affect kids' relationship score with Surge. And we, as we said earlier, we need that to also be at a certain value to get the good ending.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, at this point, she is kind of showing a different side of her. She realized she is getting kind of close to the goal, but quickly goes back to her normal self, as Surge points out. And here we go, here's where it actually gets started.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this play. It's really cool. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear too much of it because we're
Right.
kind of speeding through the text, but it is neat for what it is.
Impressive what they did on the Super Nintendo, honestly.
I think that's actually why I like Radical Dreamers. Like, neat for what it is kind
Yeah.
of my definition of what Radical
Yeah,
Dreamers
that's
is.
fair. And that's the final dialogue option for now to pick correctly. So
Also, we do get a little bit of dialogue here that I think gets explained or gets explored a little bit more as we get closer to the final area, where she says, "I'm doing it for Sis."
Yeah.
She doesn't. I don't think it's explained at this point who Sis is, but I mean, if you've played Chrono Cross or know anything about the Chrono lore, you probably have an idea of what that might be.
yeah, it's kind of more or less the same story in that regard. Like kids' motivations are very similar. Well, it's Magula stops in his tracks, but don't worry, not an encounter, really.
Surprise, surprise! Trap number
Yeah.
like 7.
Yeah, depending on how you judge things, it's either the final trap or the second to final trap of
Yeah.
the run here. And for whatever reason, this is the only point in the game where they actually randomize the order of the choices.
Maybe
don't
a
know why.
maybe a slight allusion to the statue and
Right.
or like I guess Chrono Cross would be an allusion to this. I mean,
Yeah, it is kind of funny because the solution involves like going right a certain amount of times and then left a certain amount of times, which is oddly familiar if you know Viper Man or in Chrono Cross.
yeah. So the choice that we need to make is always the same. It's just in a
Yes.
different spot.
And this will be left 2 times, left twice. Oh, nice.
Nice. At the top.
And then we're going to want right 2 times. And then we will be free.
Also, it is worth noting, being very careful here. You take a lot of damage if you choose.
Yes.
Down. You take a lot of damage.
At our current health, it would be enough damage that I do not think we would survive the ending.
yeah.
So good thing we did get through it
Yeah.
without taking any.
Yeah, I believe. So like even in like the worst encounters where we take a bunch of damage, like if you get hit in the back by a goblin, you take 20. I believe there you take 35.
Yeah, it is
Take-
35.
It's a lot.
Final creepy door.
Also, there is some music that is about to pop up here. So this music is also really cool, but there's a song that's about to start playing that I'm also gonna try to be quiet and let play because I kind of wish this was the song that one of the Link's fights in the Chrono Cross. I wish they would have used.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they had adopted this song for Link's in Chrono Cross because it's pretty good. They are mentioning here that the area we kind of find ourselves in, you can sort of see in the background. They call it like the ruins of the like Lost Kingdom of the Mages or something to that effect. The different translations describe it slightly differently, but it's like heavily implied that it's Zeal.
Also, this might not look like it, but this is Link's.
Yeah, he got a bit of a redesign, I think, from this game into the PlayStation Chrono Cross.
Yeah. Yeah, and here we're kind of getting introduced to something that I think throughout the story, Surge kind of starts together a little bit, but that there's a little bit more of a beef between Lynx and Kid more than just the treasure that she was after.
Yeah, definitely.
I forgot about this song because I'm usually waiting for the next one, but this song is also really good.
Yeah, this one's really good too.
All right, and here's the battle music.
Yeah, so of course, Kid being Kid, kind of just swings out wildly and fairly recklessly. And Lynx is unfortunately an extremely powerful opponent. We are really, as we'll learn here, not really strong enough to fight him on equal grounds.
Yeah, and that includes Magil, who we've
Yeah.
kind of seen as like this powerhouse throughout the entirety of the game.
Yeah. He just basically blocks Magil's attack and then traps him.
Yeah, so here we're starting to get some more choices. Luckily, it's the first choice that we need to make here. For the most part, the last choice in the game, we actually do need to make
Yeah.
sure we do the second one. But
We're going a bit slower
yeah,
through that dialogue.
yeah. so
Fortunately, it's obvious when it's coming up. But.
Yeah, and here we do start taking a little bit of damage, which is why you do need a certain amount of HP when you come in here.
Yeah, we basically just need to be able to tank Links here long enough to trigger the story event.
Yep. And we also get mention of the time egg here, which is also a plot device that gets used in Chrono Cross later.
Yeah. And we basically tell him here, this is where we really take the damage, that kid, don't give him the time egg, don't worry about me being Surge in this case from Surge's point of view.
Yeah, and so coming up, so first we have a little bit of a Frozen Flame cutscene, but after that, we have a long cutscene that we could probably pass to the host if the host has anything, just because what we're going to explain about it, it's up to everybody's interpretation. I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, there's no easy way to explain the cutscene that's going to happen, so we just won't.
Yeah.
You can play the game if you would like to have your own theories.
Yeah.
And yeah, here Kid's kind of just making her a bit of a last stand, and if you're familiar with kind of what happens to her in Chrono Cross, you understand that she can't really die.
Yep.
And she doesn't know that right now.
Yeah, so a little bit of spoilers for Chrono Cross, but this is something that, like, for anybody who thought that, like, it was just kind of, it is plot armor, but it's, like, not just for the sake of being plot armor. They kind of explore ideas here as to why Kid is always out of danger but doesn't remember anything.
It's plot armor in that it is the actual plot, that it's as opposed to just being a side thing that is convenient.
Also another song that we'll hear in Chrono Cross.
And I believe this is the cutscene.
Yep.
All right, if we're in the cutscene, I'll keep y'all company through the cutscene. We have so much love coming in from so many different people. We have a $100 donation from Platypus King. Have to donate for Chrono Cross and Radical Dreamers. So many childhood memories here, including having a dead memory card and having to beat the whole game with the PlayStation still on.
Oh no.
Donation goes to Blindfolded Dario. Thanks everyone for the fantastic event. Good luck to the runners.
Thank you.
We also have $20 from Frothing Cook. Voting for the Manjet, probably we'll get the Manjet.
Of course.
Of course. We also have $10 from Mike Lowry. Keep speeding those runs, izala, and keep gaming for the good of mankind.
Thank you.
We also have, if we have time, $50 from Rango Fett. Izala should know how to use OGCD heals to get in healing without any time loss. FF Fox would be disappointed.
True.
Of course, all of these going to a great cause in Nami.
Yeah, and here's the cutscene where it's kind of like, make your own interpretation. We have, I mean, the game does give you a little bit of text here, but we have like dinosaurs in the background kind of floating through, I guess, to represent
time.
So
we have like another minute here.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll just keep going. We have so many. We have $50 from Peace Egg. I'm a simple donor. I see cool Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross prizes. I donate. Here's to another great day of speed runs. We also have $25 here from Maddie. Blindfolded? Don't mind if I do. No peer pressure from Contra at all. Good luck on your run.
We're definitely going to want to meet that incentive.
Yeah, I've been hearing so much about it from these donations. Speaking of which, $25 from Zokubun. I'm told we need to see Blindfolded Dario, so here's the handy not seeing.
Oh, that's so good.
We also have a $50 anonymous donation. Thank you very much for all of the love coming in.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
A small thing that I kind of noticed somewhat recently playing the game is I don't have any like concrete evidence, but like if you've ever played Chrono Cross, you know that like a big part of like even from the beginning and where you change worlds is there's a beach that that plays a pretty important part. And there, even from Radical Dreamers, we have the beach kind of in the same layout as well. So I don't know if it's like a motif that got brought over as well. But that's one of the things I've noticed in that cutscene, other than whatever is going on else.
Yeah. The whole Jurassic Park in the background.
Yeah.
And pretty much what happens is it's implied that like that cutscene was actually Kid's point of view and not Surge's, which is a little bit different than the rest of the game. And that Surge is kind of the one that pulls her back to reality here.
Nope, be careful.
And here's the final option. We need to protect Kid here to get the correct ending.
Yeah. And even with all of this, we still don't like power of friendship our way through the fight.
Right.
Link still is too strong. Yeah, and so we see that people break in here, and we kind of use this to our advantage to escape.
Yeah, fortunately, somebody named Lady Vera, who we don't really find much else about, at least on this route. I don't know if there's anything you could learn about her if you explore the manor a bit more. But she shows up with a bunch of soldiers from the poor army, and we take advantage of kind of the situation, and Magil creates a distraction for everyone to run out. We don't actually end up getting the Frozen Flame in the end, but everybody lives.
Yep.
And this is also where Kid realizes that through the experience that she went through, she realizes that there's like, she describes it as another her, and she kind of starts to remember everything, remembers back to the Kingdom of Zeal, since there is the connection between her and Shala. Well, it implies in this game that they are the same person.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we're having a little bit of a cutscene right outside of the manor, where basically Kid, as Izala said, it starts having that realization, and we get this music that's playing because basically they're saying that they'll recognize Kid and Magil, but they won't recognize Surge. And so if Surge kind of goes with them, he's going to be in danger. And so they kind of separate from Surge.
Yeah. Also, just heads up, time is going to be in a couple of screens here. I'll try to call it.
Yeah, so whenever the screen fully fades out will be time. We do have a little bit of text, though.
Yep. I'm bad about actually like missing this, so I'm like paying extra close attention. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm also just letting the music kind of breathe.
And time.
Yeah, good run.
So that's Radical Dreamers. Hopefully that was an enjoyable run. I see it was about 50 minutes, so I did come in under estimate. Happy about that, even with the 6 encounters I believe we ended up with. So thank you everybody that was here to watch this run. Thanks to everybody that donated. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you to Super Handy for helping to commentate, because really hard to pay attention to quite honestly. Yeah. And thank you to our host, Sarayoshi, for hosting during this. Appreciate everybody. Handy and I are going to stay right here, and we will be back with Chrono Cross. Hopefully you will all continue to tune in, and we'll pass it back to you for now.
Yeah, absolutely amazing run. I've never seen speedruns of text adventures before, but that was enjoyable. Of course, again, everyone stick around. We've got Izala and Handy. They're just going to be swapping places for the Chrono Cross run coming right up. But before that, hey, this event has some really cool merch. We got so much cool merch if we can get that real quick. All right, there we go. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we are partnered with Tantrum Merch. Excited to partner with RPG Limit Break for the first time to launch an exclusive merch collection supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness. This lineup includes 8 unique shirt designs, including a replica of this year's 10th anniversary attendee shirt, as well as a cozy blanket, a sleek journal, an enamel pin, a stainless steel water bottle, an RPG Limit Break cap, and more, featuring bold graphics to heartfelt designs. $5 from every sale of these items goes directly to charity. In addition to this great merchandise, we're thrilled to announce that for the first time, there's our very own real-life Mimi plush with an opening lid to store your treasures. Once Tantrum has sold 165 Mimi plushies, half of the proceeds from all those purchases will be donated directly to Nami, and you can see the progress to this goal at the top of the screen right now. And if you purchase a Mimi during the event and include your Twitch handle in your order, our content team will give you a shout out live on stream. Explore the full collection now at tantrummerch.com/RPGLimitBreak and help make a difference. That is tantrummerch.com/RPGLimitBreak. I've seen multiple people in the RPG Limit Break Discord already having some ideas on what to put in Mimi. Some of them are normal, some of them are cursed, but you've got some options. All right, and we've got so much more RPG Limit Break coming right up, but we're going to take a quick break. Stick around again, Chrono Cross coming very soon.
はい、皆さんごきげんよう。ということでね、ここから少しだけね、私がお話しできればなということで、ちょっとお邪魔しております。喋る準備ね、何もしてなかったんで、今ちょっとね、大慌てで準備してるんですけれども。ということでね、スケジュール進行しておりまして、先ほどのタイトルが、ラジカルドリーマーズね、盗めない宝石ということでね、なかなか珍しいタイトルだったんで、まあ見慣れないというか、初めて見た方もいるんじゃないかなと思いますね。で次のタイトルがクロノクロスということなんですけれども、まあ、クロノクロス、ここからね、非常に長い時間ね、走られるということなんでね、まあ、実は私、やったことないんで、皆さんね、ご存知の方いたら、いろいろコメントしていただいたりね、解説の方でね、エントリーしてくれたら嬉しいなっていう感じなんですけど。はい、ちょっとね、検討してくれると助かります。で
お
今画面にはですね、クロノクロスのドネーションインセンティブ出てますね。 これは目隠しで何かやるのかな。目標金額1000ドルに対して955ドル入ってますんで、あとちょっとでね、達成となります。こちらね、海外の RT イベントだとよく、見る光景というかね、見る設定というか、ものなんですけれども、寄付と関連しましてね、このような、なんだろうな、例えば目隠しでやったりとか、選択肢を変えたりとか、名前を変えたりとかね、そういうのが設定されておりますので、ぜひね、確認していただいて、もし興味のあるものがあったら、投票という形、寄付という形でね、投票していただければいいのかなと思います。ただ、なかなかね、地域的なこともありまして、日本から、寄付するのがね、難しかったりするので、それは無理しない範囲でということですね。近年ですと、このような、なんだろうな、寄付に関連してとか、投票に関連して内容を変えていくなんていうのはね、RT in Japan でも、ですね、投票で変えていこうかなっていう試みがいくつかあったと思うんですけれども、そちらもね、皆さんに馴染みあるものになっていったらいいのかなと思っております。
As a reminder for everyone, we have plenty of incentives, plenty of bid wars for this Chrono Cross run. We have, of course, many people have mentioned the blindfolded Dario incentive. We are $45 away from meeting that. Chat, can we get that done before the start of the run? I think we can do that. It's within batting distance. Get those donations in. And past that, we also have
イベントも後半となってきてね、これから週末ということもありまして、実はですね、ここから先、なかなか、重厚なタイトルがね、続いていくようになっております。そちらね、スケジュールの方で確認していただけると、わかるのかなと思うんですけれども、1時間を超えてくるタイトルがパパッと並んでる感じですかね。長いものですと、この後のクロノクロスが非常に長くて7時間ぐらい。その後1時間半、1時間、3時間半と続きましてね。2時間の後5時間ですか。なかなか長いタイトルがね、続きますね。ぜひね、スケジュールで確認していただきたいなと思います。またね、スケジュールで確認する際はですね、背景色確認していただけると助かりますね。背景がブルーのものはね、ジャパニーズリストリームで日本語の解説をね、エントリーなさってる、タイトルになりますが、まだ背景が白いものに関してはね、解説募集中となっておりますので、これやったことあるよ、知ってるよ、プレイ済みだよとかね、あとはこれ詳しいよ。様々な方の解説応募お待ちしておりますので、ぜひよろしくお願いします。ね、このクロノクロスも7時間あるんでね、解説の方いらっしゃらないんですけれども、喋れるよっていう方がね、いてくれると非常に助かるなっていうのですね。でですね、とても長いタイトルが続くということでですね、いや、全部は喋れないよっていう方ね、いっぱいいると思うんですよ。そしたらね、ここの部分だけ喋れるよ。最初のね、数時間お付き合いできるよとか、途中からいなくなっちゃうよとかね、途中から入りたいんだけど、それでも大丈夫なんていうのも全部ね、大丈夫となっておりますんでこの辺はね、無理のない感じでね、 対応していただければというかね、喋りに来ていただければというところですね。まだね、時間がありそうなので、ちょっとジャパニーズリストリームからのね、連絡事項というか案内というかね、させていただこうかなと思います。つい先日ね、ツイッチの、ダイジェストの方が、全部保持できないよっていうね、ことになってしまいましたので、YouTube の方にね、どんどん移動させていただいてたんですけれども、さすがにね、件数、なんか4000件ぐらい超えてて、おっと、画面来ちゃったかな。あ、違うか、大丈夫かな。そうそうそう。ね、ダイジェストの件数、とんでもなく多かったんでね、なかなか移設に時間がかかって、ギリギリまでかかったんですけれども、とりあえず YouTube の方に、あらかた移設が終わりましてですね、順序再生リストの方も作っていこうかなというところなんですが、移すには移したんですけど、ちょっと再生リストの方がね、まだ完璧ではないのでですね、そこの方は、すみません、もうしばらくお待ちくださいということで、消した時間数は7000時間を超えたというね、7700時間だったかな、そのぐらいのダイジェストがありましたね。恐ろしい数字を見ました。その辺ね、なんかお話できる機会があれば喋れるといいんですけど、大変だったよって話しかできないんでね、話しても面白いのかどうかもわかんないですけど。ということでね、YouTube の方におおむね上がっておりますので、もし見たいタイトルがあったら、そこを見ていただけるといいのかなって思っております。なんか画面がちょっとだけ来てるぞ。これはなんだ？モローウィンド。モローウィンドって何でしたっけ？エルダースクロールズ？あれの3作品目でしたっけね。もし分かる方いらっしゃったらね、教えてくださいって感じですね。So now to get to your inventory, you are going to right-click, and you do see that we have a lockpick there in inventory in that second column there. So go ahead, take that click, and then click it onto your character. Perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our spells menu on the right side, and then we're going to select a Ikarian Flight. 良さそうですね。エルダーブスクロールズの3ですね。And then just right-click to get out of that menu. Now, in order to get your weapons ready, you're going to press the F key. So just go ahead and press that. There you go. And then to attack, you press the mouse button, just like every game. Now, this is a lockpick, so our character's trying to pick a lock that doesn't exist right there. They're trying their best. We'll get some weapons later. Don't worry about it. But for now, you can just go ahead and press the F key to put your weapon away again. And then you press your R key. グリッチショーケースでやってるのかな? Now, we're not going to cast this just yet, but instead I'm going to show you a couple more keys. So, we had to right-click 被り物してると多分視界真正面しかない。きついんじゃないかな。
If you press the C key, you're actually going to go to your next spell. And if you press the X key, you'll go to your previous spell. Now, the mouse scroll wheel goes between weapons, but you only have a lockpick right now, so it's not quite going to work. Once we get into later on, then we're going to be able to swap weapons. All right, there's one final thing we're going to do. Go ahead and
多分
go
そう
back
ですね。
to
グリッ
the
チ技を
if you're not there already.
実際にやってもらうみたい
And
な
turn around.
方なのかな。
And then take a step back. Look to your right just a little bit. And then what you're going to do is
ス
you're
カ
going
イリ
to
ムの
cast
片
that
手間に
spell
クリア
and
されちゃうん
then
ですか。
run forwards and jump.
結構前に確か GDQ か何かでそのゲームの RTA を全くプレイしてなかった人にグリッチ技を教えて RTA 走ってもらうみたいな企画がどっかでありましたよね。多分そんな感じなのかな。
There we go. So let's head outside of this temple courtyard here, and let's do it that way. And then go ahead and cast it. Whoops, yep, R key. And then there we go. Let's go. And then jump with E key. There we go.
All right.
Whoa.
So what the scrolls
もう
are
わけのわかんない
powerful
画面
do
にな
is
って
they
る。
increase basically your jumping stat to 1,000. Now this is a bit of an Easter egg in the game. You encounter these a little bit outside of the starting town, and this is a bit of a rite of passage here because everyone tries those scrolls and this happens. So congratulations, you can now say you have gotten part of the Morrowind experience. All right. So we are going to be loading a different save now. So go ahead and click no here.
ジャンプの
And
ス
then
テ
we
ー
are
タ
going
ス
to
が
go
ジ
to
ャン
load,
プ能
and
力
we
が
are going
1000
to
まで
just
上
go
が
to
るって
Rpglb at the
言ってま
top
したね。
there. So now, if we had made that jump all the way, you would actually end up right here in front of this door.
そうですね。これ
So
モロ
what
ウィ
we're
ンド
going
ウ
to
み
do
たいで
here
す
is,
ね。
since we're very short on time, we're actually just going to look at a small portion of the Morrowind run.
オ
So
ブ
what
リ
we're
ビオ
going
ン
to do
と
here is
ス
we're
カイ
going
リ
to
ムは
head
ね、ちょっとだけ
inside
触ったこ
to
とあるん
what
で
we
すけ
saw
ど。
here. So just hit the spacebar and head inside. You are being attacked by a cliff racer, don't worry about it. And then head to that door to the right. Now you're not going to be able to open it
これ
because
もね、
it's
なん
locked.
か
So what you're going to
サ
do
ブ
is
ス
you're
トーリー
going
と
to
か
hit
サブ
your
クエストがね、
next
すごい
spell
魅
key
力
until
的
you
なゲー
get
ム
to
で、
Ordusi's
本編
Unhinging.
なんか全くやらずに
There
あ
we
れです
go.
よね。
Then get your
シー
spell
フギルド
ready
とアサシン
and
ギ
go
ルド
right
の
up to
ク
the
エス
door
トだけやってた
and
み
then
たいな。
cast it on the door.
そんな
Perfect.
記憶
Doors
があ
are
ります。
locked. Now you can just open that door. Then head inside and look to that table to your right. Sorry, to your left. Directions are hard. And then grab just either one of those weapons on the table there. Yep, there we go. Then turn around to the right
そうなん
90
ですよ
to
ね。
the left
こ
90 degrees, and you'll see
う、寄
you
り
might
道
see
ば
a
っかで
ladder there on the wall.
メ
Go
インストー
ahead
リー
and
迷子
take
に
that
なる
ladder
っていう
just
の
out the
が
door.
よくある、ね、あるあるですよね。
Yeah, it's a bit finicky there. Now, this right here is the dagger keening. It is one of 2 items you need to beat the
気づい
game.
た
We're
時
just
には
going
ス
to
トー
pick
リー
it
ど
up.
こだっけってなっちゃうんで、
And then just start
それ
scrolling
でオ
around
ブ
to
リ
the
ビ
left.
オンは積んじゃったかな。
And then look at your
確か。
agility and speed stats.
スカイリム
There
の方は
is
な
a
んとかできたん
glitch
です
in
け
the
どね。
1.0 version of the game where if you swap any weapon or item with an enchantment on it, it will permanently boost your
これも
stats.
何か連打してる
Now,
のかな。
right now you're boosting your speed stat, which as you can imagine is very useful for speed running. So we're going to stop here for a moment because we have to get out of the dungeon and that's kind of hard. Go ahead and turn around and just move forward a little bit towards that trapdoor there. Yep, you can see how fast you're going now. We're going a lot faster. Now look down and just open it like a door. Perfect. And then just head back through the door and out of the dungeon. This is going to be a lot harder than it might seem. That door is also locked. This is a weird double door. Yes, you can see the movement gets very finicky when you're moving at 3,000 speed. There we go. And then turn to your left. And then just head out that door right there. All right. So go back to your inventory. And now what we're going to do is we are going to fly around Red Mountain to get to the second dungeon with the second item we need to beat the game. Now these strats are a little bit more beginner friendly than what you're going to be seeing during the actual speedrun bonus run itself later on. But since this is a teaching segment and we're short on time, we're just going to do it that way. So you're going to see a potion at the top of that second column there. That is a levitation potion. Go ahead and drag it onto the character. Perfect. Now what you're going to do is before you exit the inventory, you're going to be heading straight east. So go up to the map in the top right corner and click on World. And this way you'll be able to see where you're going. You're going to head west, not east, west. And you're going to go west until you see the ghost fence, which is like a big wall with like big magic glowing things in there. So go ahead and head straight west until you see that. And you're going to probably have to look up a little bit. So turn to your left. Yeah, Cliff Racer's having the time. And then just keep going that way. Yep, perfect.
なんか移動速度がすごいことになってる気がするな、これ。
If you look upwards, you can actually levitate upwards. So you're not going to want to go on that path just yet. Look to your right or your left. Directions are hard. Keep looking to your left. Now this potion has a limited time. So look upwards and then just keep on going. Don't worry about the Cliff Racer. It's fine. All right, looks like we ran out of levitation. But yes, just keep going along this way. So look to your left once again. And then that right there is the ghost fence. This is where we were headed. So go ahead and look to your right. And then just keep going down this path you're going to see here. Then you keep going left. Keep going left. And then look to your left some more and keep going that way.
多分ですね、グリッチないし RTA のやり方を今教えてるっぽいですね。
See if you can go that way. All right. So we should be reaching where we're going. So don't actually cross that bridge. Keep going north. And then I think that might be our destination to the left there. Maybe not. If that's the case, then we will start from that save once again. So go ahead and look at that tower. Actually, look straight north, sorry. Okay, so we have hit the ghost fence. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go back to the save from before. So go ahead and load Rpglb. So actually hit cancel. Hit load. You want to save there. All right, Rpglb. And then hit yes. And so let's do the cycle again from where we were. So head into the door. And then head in and to your right. Remember caps lock. That does get unlocked. So remember to unlock the door there with your next spell key. There we go. Then R key to ready magic, and then cast that spell, open the door, grab the weapon on the table to your left. Sorry, yes, to your left. Yeah, it's a bit finicky to grab that one. Then go to the ladder there. Goes to your right. Then grab Keating. Then turn around. We're not going to grind up our skills just yet. We're going to head out first, just so it's a bit easier.
すごい剣を手に入れたのはなんとなく見えたけど。
Oh, I forgot to tell you. So if you have Keeney equipped for too long, then it actually kills you. So
ちょぽんってなってるけど失敗したのかな。
And our learning segment. Thank you to our dog. Thank you to Musical Daredevil for taking part in this experiment. Yeah, if you want to see this run done really well with the advanced strats, expert
なるほど、この画面の左に切れてるのが
to see that incentive being run by Musical Daredevil in that Skyrim run
犬の
happening later today.
犬と言った方がいいのか、犬の被り物と言った方がいいのか難しいですけどね。
Hello, RPG Limit Break 2025. I'm Star Annis, and I will be hosting for the first half of this upcoming Chrono Cross run. Chat, I would like you to join me in thanking the
あ、確かに学習セグメントって言ってたから、そうですね、多分さっきの方に覚えてもらってたんでしょうね。
They are wonderful. They inspire me a lot in their hosting, and I hope I can carry on some of that energy here today. And we're just going to get right into it. So, without Chrono Cross with Super Handy, Evil Ash, and Izala.